Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on what part of the world you are in. This is Big Girl Diary. We're back to things that are fat. Yes. Just when you think that big people, big girls like me, can't find what they need to wear, try going to prison. They don't have our size. You think they would have our size? No, they don't have our size. I got some articles to show you. I have a wild imagination, but I can't make this stuff up, not even on my best day. Okay, now, in this, we're going to look at two articles. You can't make this stuff up. You just can't. So let's get into the mix of it. Okay, now here I thought I would give a little, something a little professional before we get to the comical. Well, not comical, but the average everyday person. Let's take a look here. The National Library of Medicine. Now, these are what doctors are saying, or researchers. Consequences of high incarceration rate and high obesity prevalence on the prison system. Now, one thing we got to take a look at is, are people getting fat before they go to prison, or are people getting fat while they're in prison? Because people work out in prison. They come out all buff and strong and I don't know. I haven't been there, but that's just what I see in movies. And people on the street just saying, "Hey man, how you doing? I just got home." Sometimes I want to say, "You just got home from where?" But no. I'm going to leave that alone. All right. Let's look at the abstract. It basically tells everything. Incarceration and obesity has both increased in the United States, an implication that is there will be more obese inmates, which likely will rise the prevalence of obesity rate diseases affecting the cost and performance of correctional health care. Other issues include increased costs of transport, restraint and housing. There is surprisingly little published information on inmate obesity prevalence. The few published research studies suggest obesity prevalence is in prisons reflects that of their region. Cardiovascular related prisoner death appears to be associated with state level obesity, though other risk factors are likely involved. Weight gain while incarcerated is common, and the prevalence of diabetes is increasing. Now, what I find interesting is that they're saying, okay, people are getting bigger in prison. It's going to cost more money. It's going to cause a strain on the prisoner health care. Why? Are you not giving them more things to do besides sitting down, watching TV, and eating bonbons? Kind of making prison sound like it's a great place to be. Some people might say, "Hey, at least I get three hots and a cot." I heard some people say that on TV. But I do find that interesting. So, is it the foods? Is it the lack of exercise? But I'm not going to get into an article. I'm just going to get into the little abstract there. So, Let's go on to the next one. Oh, okay. Here I am. All right. You can't make this stuff up. You just can't. Let's dive into this one. Ex-prisoner, too fat for jail clothing, sues for $1 million. A morbidly obese New York ex-convict has lodged a $1 million federal lawsuit against being made to wear the same dirty clothes in jail for 8 months because he was too big to fit standard issue prisoner gear. $1 million prisoner gear because you were too big. You couldn't fit standard. Now look. No, I'm not gonna go. Yeah, I'm gonna go there. Yeah, I'm gonna go there. I am. Look. If your butt is too big for a standard seat on a bus, public transportation, you know there's not going to be standard clothes for you in jail because they go according to standards. Most people that are thin commit crimes. That's because they can run. Okay? It is what it is. But now you want to sue. Let's get back to the article. Elias A.D. 55 claims he was humiliated for being forced to wear the street clothes he was arrested in during the recent stint in prison, the New York Post reports. Diaz now says the Department of Corrections should pay the hefty damages, which include $500,000 for psychiatric care. What? 500? Look, Cardi B didn't even spend that much money on her psychological care dealing with Tasha K. You go to jail, you wear funky clothes for 8 months because you committed a crime which was your fault to begin with. And now you want $500,000 for psychiatric care? You're outrageous. Oh my goodness. Okay. The 180 kilogram criminal claims administrators at the Vernon C. Bain Center in the Bronx made no efforts to get him out of his smelly, worn out clothes while other prisoners were given green jumpsuits. So you wore the same funky clothes. Your family couldn't send you anything? Not to say that they had to. The state, you were in the state's care, so they should at least found a sheet, something like that, to put over you. That would have been more humiliating. I could imagine things they would have called you. Funk bomb. I could think of a million things. I'm not even going to go there. But let's continue the article. Alright. Diaz also was serving time for threatening a woman at gunpoint, is reportedly a size 7X, while the prisoners only catered to purportedly prisoners up to 6X. What? Well, wait. Okay, I thought the sizes were like from small to maybe X to X. They go to 6. Oh, 6X. That is big boy, big boy country. That is like, that makes me look small. That makes me look small. I was gonna say a model size, but that right there be taking it a little bit too far. Just saying. 6X. Whoa, and you're a 7X. And what's his name again? What's this guy's name? Diaz. Diaz wants to threaten a woman at gunpoint. Wait a minute. Wait. You want to threaten a woman? Wait a minute. You want to threaten a woman at gunpoint. You're a 7X. We're gonna do run and get away. Look, if you're going to commit crimes, no, I'll save that for my closing. Look, Diaz, not cool. You're a big boy. You want to threaten a woman with a gun. What did she want to put? No, let me shut up. Okay, no one has issued me institutional clothing or made any attempts to measure me. Okay, I'm not going to say anything. To attempt to make any clothing or borrow, purchase, or anything else besides talk about getting me institutional clothing. Diaz wrote in court papers quoted by the New York Post. He now claims the city failed to provide him with. Okay, it just simply repeats itself. Okay, there is a problem because you have people that are getting fatter and going to jail, just as the previous medical journal stated. People are getting bigger and they're in jail. Now, I had a conversation with a gentleman that worked in the jails. He didn't work in the jails, but he did carpentry work. This was back in the 80s. Well, he worked it back in the 80s. I just talked to him recently about this, and he said that at that time they had many programs to where, you know, you had prisoners that made the clothing. So if you had people that were big, you had someone to make the uniform or prisoner standard uniform for that person. So apparently they don't have these programs anymore. But the problem is people are getting fatter. That's the problem. So they're in jail, they're getting fatter, they're causing issues. Healthcare issues. The cost is going up. Inmates are dying of preventable diseases, diabetes. It's really something. So it makes you wonder, is it the food that we're eating? Because, you know, I drink coffee. I like my coffee with hazelnut. And I have sugar-free creamer, or sugar-free hazelnut and sugar-free creamer, and I add a little sugar because I like hazelnut. So, that's something I should look into. But I digress. Let me pull it back. So, in short, Diaz is suing the New York State because he's a 7X and they only go up to a 6X. He spent 8 months wearing the same funky clothes. $500,000 dealing with psychiatrists because of his shame that he felt for wearing the same old dirty clothes, being smelly. Is that worth $500,000? And then another additional $500,000, altogether $1 million. I don't think so. Look, you're out there pulling out guns, threatening women, and then complaining that you're too fat for the. I'm at a loss for this one. I really am. Hey, do me a favor. If you like my content, like, subscribe. This is some wild stuff. Like, subscribe. If you think I fell short, please tell me. If you think I'm just totally just out there, tell me that too. Most of all, I want to thank all of you for stopping by.